that away. Move it. Why is there candy all over my podium? It's not nice. at you. All right. Well, let's see if Linda comes in. We're going to get going. All right. Well, I don't know if I have any volunteers. Any volunteers? Yeah. All right. Esther's on. You want to join her? Wanda's getting used to getting comfortable with it. So anything you do to give her. Last time we had a trio. This time we can have a duo. If Linda walks in, she might just run right up. She's been helping out. But we're going to rise as we turn to page 4, if you'd like to follow, for our Kabbalat Shabbat.
Well, maybe I can't do this.
Hold on. There's always a trick to the trade.
Yeah, and they give it to the rabbi.
Hold on a minute.
You're gonna do it. Maybe I'm just standing here.
No, this is why, I've said before, this is why you go to 6 years of rabbinical school. So know how to work the clicker. Shabbat. Amen. Shabbat shalom. All right, well, welcome to be seated. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, both of you. So we turn over to page 5. And if you're here on a regular basis, you know I don't like doing solos. So you have to sing a little bit. And as Steve just was saying, kind of low key, right? You're here for a holiday, then it's never low key. But a Friday night, we can take a breath. We can welcome in Shabbat together and be comfortable together and again, enjoy welcoming in the Sabbath as a community. So we'll join with on page 5. Shalom Aleichem, Malachei HaSharet, Malachei Elyon, Mi Melech, Malachei Hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Boachem L'Shalom, Malachei HaShalom, Malachei Elyon, Mi Melech, Malachei Hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Baruch Hu Ni L'Shalom, Malachei HaShalom, Malachei Elyon, Mi Melech, Malachei Hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Tzeitzchem L'Shalom, Malachei HaShalom, Malachei Elyon, Mi Melech, Malachei Hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. You'll kindly turn over to page 11, where you'll find the beginning of our Kabbalat Shabbat service with our series of psalms that kind of welcome in and set the tone for the Sabbath this evening. Page 11. Lechu neranina, lechu neranina, lechu neranina, l'Adonai. Lechu neranina, lechu neranina, lechu neranina, l'Adonai. Nariya, nariya, litzur yishenu, nekadma fana bitoda. Nariya, nariya, litzur yishenu, bizmirot nariya lo. Lechu neranina, lechu neranina, lechu neranina, l'Adonai. Lechu neranina, lechu neranina, lechu neranina, l'Adonai. Ki el gadol Adonai melech gadol kol Elohim asher We're going to conclude the psalm over on page 12 by the arrow. Arba'im shana kut bedor v'omar am to'e levav heim v'heim lo yadu derachai asher nishbati v'yapihim yevon el menuchati. We turn over to page 14 by the arrow, where you will find Yismuchu Hashamayim as we celebrate the arrival of Shabbat together. Page 14. Yismechu hashamayim, hashamayim, Yismechu hashamayim, hashamayim, Yismechu hashamayim, v'tagel haaretz. Yiram hayam, Yiram hayam, Yiram hayam, umelo. Yiram hayam, Yiram hayam, Yiram hayam, umelo. Yismechu hashamayim, hashamayim, Yismechu hashamayim, hashamayim, Yismechu hashamayim, v'tagel haaretz. Yiram hayam, Yiram hayam, Yiram hayam, umelo. Yiram hayam, Yiram hayam, Yiram hayam, umelo. If you'll kindly turn over to page 19, the bottom left. Not only, again, is this prayer, I always like to point out, it links us to Israel and to our brothers and sisters who live there, as it's a selection that comes from a Tel Aviv prayer community, but it sets the stage for us, certainly for Shabbat, as an island of redemption, as a moment in time, if you will, that gives us a chance to take a breath, to breathe, to appreciate the world around us, to appreciate our family, our friends, our community. So if you'll join with me together on the bottom of 19 in this selection. Blessed is your coming, Shabbat. Blessed is your coming. Bring with you rest and peace following a tumultuous week filled with so many demands. Bring the space in which, with others and alone, we can shape an infinity of dreams. Bring the hour of forgiveness in which to hear the pounding heart of another human being. Blessed is your coming, Shabbat. Blessed is your Creator. Blessed is your light. We'll turn to page 20 by the arrow as we join together. Romemu Adonai Eloheinu v'hishtachavu lehar kodsho. Romemu Adonai Eloheinu v'hishtachavu lehar kodsho. Ki kadosh Adonai Eloheinu romemu. Ki kadosh Adonai Eloheinu romemu. Romemu Adonai Eloheinu v'hishtachavu lehar kodsho. Romemu Adonai Eloheinu v'hishtachavu lehar kodsho. Page 21, you'll find the 29th Psalm. In that, it's a beautiful psalm, and it invokes God's name. It says Adonai 18 times. It reminds us of the Amida, the standing prayer where we say blessings with God's name involved. And it asks us to see, it asks us to look for God in the world and to hear the voice of God all around us. And that's the theme of the interpretive selection on page 21 on the far left. So if you'll join responsively with me, I'll do the Hebrew and you can do the English, and you're welcome to join in the Hebrew if you'd like, as we remind ourselves of this important psalm, and we'll sing it together in just a moment. So page 21. Kol Adonai al hamayim, the voice of God opens the gates of compassion and love. Far left part of the page. Kol Adonai bakoach, the voice of God opens the gates of courage. Kol Adonai behadar, The voice of God opens the gates of shining truth. Kol Adonai shover arazim. The voice of God opens the gates of endurance and patience. Kol Adonai chotzef lavotesh. The voice of God opens the gates of splendorous beauty. Kol Adonai yachil midbar. The voice of God opens the gates of deepest connection. Kol Adonai yecholel ayalot. The voice of God opens the gates of presence. I'll ask if you're able to rise as we join together singing the 29th Psalm, page 21. Mizmor leDavid, havu l'Adonai b'nei Elim, havu l'Adonai kavod va'os, havu l'Adonai kevod shemo, ishtachavu l'Adonai behadrat kodesh, kol Adonai al hamayim, El hakavod hirim, Adonai al mayim rabim, Kol Adonai bakoach, Kol Adonai behadar, Kol Adonai shover arazim, Ayishaber Adonai et arze halavanon, Vayarkidem kemo egel Levanon vesiryon kemo ven re'emim, Kol Adonai chotzef lavotesh, Kol Adonai yachil midbar, yachil Adonai midbar kadesh, Kol Adonai yecholel ayalot, vayechesof ye'arot, uvehechalo kulo omer kavod, Adonai lama bu yashav, Vayeshev Adonai melech leolam, Adonai os le'amo yitein, Adonai yevarech et amo v'shalom. You are welcome to be seated. We turn over to page 23, where you will find Lachadodi, our hymn welcoming in Shabbat as the queen or the bride into our midst. We will do the first two verses on 23, turn over to 24 for the middle verse, and the last two verses on 25. And of course, that last verse right before it, I'll give you the signal. You'll see when we get there and we rise, we face the door to welcome in Shabbat, as the mystics do and did. They went out into the fields. I always joke, I will not make you go out to the parking lot, but we will face the door and welcome in Shabbat in that way as well. So page 23. Lechadodi likrat kala penei Shabbat nekabela. Lechadodi likrat kala penei Shabbat nekabela. Shamor v'zachor b'dibur echad. Hishmianu el hamyuchad, Adonai echad u'shemo echad, l'shem u'tiferet v'litila. Lecha dodi likrat kala, penei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha dodi likrat kala, penei Shabbat nekabela. Likrat Shabbat lechuven elcha, ki mekor haberacha, mehirosh mikedem nesucha, sof maaseh b'machshavat tchila. Lecha Dodi likrat kala, penei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha dodi likrat kala, penei Shabbat nekabela, middle of 24. Hitoreri, kiva ore, kumi ori, uri, shirda beri, kevod Adonai Allah yechnigla, lecha dodi likrat kala, penei Shabbat nekabela, lecha dodi likrat kala, penei Shabbat nekabela. Middle of 25. Yahaminu semol tifrotzi, V'et Adonai ta'aritzi al yadish ben partzi v'nismecha v'nagila lecha dodi likrat kala. We rise and face the door. Penei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha dodi likrat kala. Penei Shabbat nekabela. Boi v'shalom ateret bala. Gam b'simcha u'v'tzahala. Toch emunei am segula, b'wichala, lecha dodi likrat kala, penei Shabbat nekabela, lecha dodi likrat kala, penei Shabbat nekabela. You're welcome to be seated. Page 27, you'll find the Psalm for Shabbat. We join together. Page 27. Mizmor shir leyom hashabat, tov lehodot la'Adonai, ulezamer leshimcha elyon, ulezamer leshimcha elyon, lehagid baboker chastecha, ve'emunatcha baleilot, alei hasor v'alei navel, alei higayon bechinor, mizmor shir leyom hashabat, tov lehodot la'Adonai, ulezamer leshimcha elyon, ulezamer leshimcha elyon. Kisimach tani Adonai b'folecha ma'aseh yadecha, ranei ma'gadu ma'aseh Adonai. We conclude the psalm over on page 28 by the arrow. Tzadik tamar yifrach, ke'erez ba'levanon yizkeh, shetulim beveit Adonai, bechatzrot Eloheinu yafrichu, od yenuvun b'seva, deshenim v'rananim yiyu lehagid, ki ashar Adonai tzuri tzuri velo avlatabo. 29. Adonai malaki ush lavesh Adonai os hitazar of tikon tevel baltimo. Nachon kisacham eazme lamatan. Edo techanemnu me'od lahavecha na'ava kodesh Adonai liorech yamim. Those reciting Kaddish Tome, the Mourner's Kaddish, you'll find our first of two Mourner's Kaddishes on page 30. Again, there you'll find our affirmation of life, and certainly, Steve, as you continue through the Shiva period, you and your family, we keep in our thoughts Miriam Gordon as we recite this Kaddish, and certainly our second one later in the service. Page 30, all those reciting, welcome to rise and join with me. Gadal v'yit kadash shemei rabbah, bi'alma divrach yirutei v'yamlich malchutei, b'chayechon uvyomechon uvchaye dechol beit Yisrael, ba'agala ubizman kariv v'imru, amen. Yehi shmei rabbah mevarach leolam elomei olmaya, yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh, V'yitadar, v'yitaleh, v'yitalal, shemei dekudisha barichu. Le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata, tushbechata v'nechemata, da'amiran v'alma v'imru, amen. Yehi shlama rabba min shemaya, v'chayim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru, amen. Oseh shalom bimromav, hu ya'aseh shalom. Aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru. Amen. May be seated. That's for Sunday. That's for Sunday. So just a word of Torah before we go into our evening service, and actually two words of Torah. One is fun and funny a little bit, and the other is a little bit more serious. So the first, the funny. These are, I've had this in my file for a very long time. I have not shared it in a very long time either, but it's been a long week, and I think we could all use a bit of a smile. So this is knowing that the parsha for this week is Parshat Noach. It's the portion of the story of Noah, which we probably are all somewhat familiar with. You know, God says, build an ark, because the world is awful, and I'm going to destroy it, and he builds an ark and gets all the animals in it, and they're all saved, and, you know, okay. Those of you who are sailors, anybody like to boat? Sailors, boats, they like boats, okay? So this is your parsha. All right, so here's the lessons from Noah's Ark. This is, again, the not serious message, the conventional wisdom, which comes from none other than the internet. So here you go. Number one, don't miss the boat. That's one lesson from Noah's Ark. Another lesson from Noah's Ark, build on high ground. Learned that one after Hurricane Helene. Number three, two heads are better than one. Two animals, right? Okay. Number four, if you can't fight or flee, float. Next one, for safety's sake, travel in pairs. Yeah, travel in pairs. Stay below deck during the storm. Don't forget that we're all in the same boat. Don't listen to critics. Do what has to be done. That's a good one, because, you know, if Noah had listened to his neighbors around him, we'd probably not be here, right? So if you have to start over, have a friend by your side. That's a nice one. This is one of my favorites. I had a stitching of this somebody did for me and gave to me when I was a teenager, and it read this actual same thing. Plan ahead. It wasn't raining when Noah built the ark. Here's another one for you animal lovers. Take care of your animals as if they were the last ones on earth. Because they might be. When things get really deep, don't sit there and complain. Row or shovel. Either way you want to go. For the water, we'll say row, but the other one could be shovel, right? When they get really deep. Remember the woodpeckers. An inside threat is often bigger than the one that's outside. I like that one. Two more. Speed isn't always an advantage. The cheetahs were on board the ark, but so were the snails. And finally, stay fit, because when you're 600 years old, someone might ask you to do something really big. I like that one. I think it's cute. I can only share that on this parasha. So you are the beneficiaries of the fun internet wisdom. Now how about a little serious story from, or a serious thought from Parshat Noach. In the parsha, of course, as I said, we're studying the well-known story of Noah and the flood. By the way, at the end of the parsha is the Tower of Babel story. So this is a big parsha, lots to draw from. But it seems that God had become quite fed up with the wickedness of humanity as people were treating one another without respect and failing to uphold the dignity and the value of human beings as unique individuals that were created in the image of God. And after the flood, what does God do? God places a what? A rainbow, right? It's called a keshet in Hebrew. A rainbow in the clouds as a sign of the covenant between God and all the earth, and as a sign that this kind of destruction will never take place again here on earth. And of course, that rainbow is for us, it's a wonderful explanation of how we got a rainbow. We know the scientific pieces of what a rainbow is about. This is the spiritual piece, right? This is how it's how our ancestors understood the meaning of a rainbow in their time and place. Now, my question, though, is why a rainbow? Well, of course, among other reasons, the rainbow represents what? When you see a rainbow, what do you think about? Water, color, happiness, peace, harmony in the world, right? That's we see rainbows. It represents creation, and it represents, in this case, recreation. Because really what was happening after the flood, it was a recreating of the world. Again, it had been destroyed. We saved what we could. Now we're going to recreate the world. And a rainbow then, as you noted, is made up of various colors and shades of colors. And although the colors are very different from each other, if you've seen a rainbow and you like rainbows in the sky, you see what it looks like. They all blend together in a beautiful whole. A rainbow would not look like a rainbow if it was missing a couple of the colors. Let's not have this color today. It doesn't work that way scientifically. Think about what a rainbow looks like in the sky, and it's as a whole, it's beautiful. Similarly, say our sages, we come from different backgrounds, right? We come from different personalities. We have our own individual thoughts and opinions. But if we look at ourselves not as just an individual color, but as part of a whole, then if we take that next step to respect one another and act in a way that promotes a sense of community, then we can help create a world that is guided indeed by peace and by harmony and by happiness, if you will. So the rainbow then in this context reminds us that despite whatever differences we have, we can come together, we can create a synagogue, we can create a community, we can create a nation, we can create a world in which every individual is considered to be vital and necessary as a part of the whole, and in which each of us is treated as a being created in the image of God and nothing less. It's a beautiful image to think about. So next time you see a rainbow, you can think of Noah, and you can think of the animals, and you can think of the flood, but I hope also you'll think about the unity of that rainbow and that it can represent for us the aspiration of unity as a community, certainly again as a congregation, but even wider, as a wider part of the world. So a beautiful message, I think, from the rainbow itself, and certainly one that comes from this parashah. So with that, I hope you will, I don't think we're due to see any rainbows anytime in the next few days, but by midweek, I understand there may be a little bit of rain. We might get lucky enough water to see a rainbow in the sky. Keep your eye out for it, and perhaps think of Noah and think of the message of harmony and peace. So with that, we're going to move forward into our evening service. And if you'll kindly turn to page 39A, you will find the beginning of our service. Jonah, if you'll come help a little bit up here. Yeah, you come up here. 39A, I'll ask if you're able to rise as we join together in Baruch Hu. 39A. Yai da 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 da. Yai da 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 da. Yai da 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 da. Yai da 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 da. Yai da 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 da. Yai da 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 da. Yai da 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 da. Yai da 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 da. Baruch Hu et Adonai Hamevorach. Baruch Adonai Hamevorach, Hamevorach Leolam Hamivorach, Hamivorach, Leolam Vaed. You are welcome to be seated. Our bracha of creation, and I think certainly recognizes the evening light, the beginning of our new day. Let's join together in the English on the on the bottom of 39a on the left. Baruch atah Adonai, our God, sovereign of time and space, whose word brings the evening dusk, whose wisdom opens the gates of dawn, whose understanding changes the day's division, whose will sets the succession of seasons and arranges the stars in their places in the sky, who creates day and night, who rolls light before darkness and darkness from light, who makes day pass into night, who distinguishes day from night. Adonai Tsevaot is your name, living and ever-present God. May your rule be with us forever and ever. Baruch atah Adonai, who brings each evening's dusk. Umavir yom umevi laila, umavdil ben yom uvein laila, Adonai Tsevaot shemo, El chai v'kayam tamid yimloch aleinu le'olam va'ed, Baruch atah Adonai, hama'ariv aravim. Page 40, we join together. Ahavat olam beit Yisrael, Amchavta, Torah u'mitzvot, chukim u'mishpatim, otanu limadeta. Al kein Adonai Eloheinu, b'shochveinu u'v'kumenu, nasiach b'chukecha, v'nismach b'divrei Toratecha, u'v'mitzvotecha le'olam va'ed. Ki hem chayenu v'orech yameinu uvahem nehege yomam v'layla v'ahavarcha al tasir mimenu le'olamim. Baruch atah Adonai Ohev Amo Yisrael. Page 41. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Baruch Shem Kavod Malchuto Le'olam Va'ed. Ve'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha, Bechol levavcha, ubechol nafshecha, ubechol me'odecha, vehayu advarim ha'ele, asher anochi metzavecha, hayom alevavecha, v'shinantam levanecha, v'dibarta bam, v'shiftecha b'veitecha, uvlechtecha v'derech, Uvshoch becha, uvkumecha, ukshartam leot al yadecha, vehayu letotafo bein einecha, uchtaftam al mezuzot beitecha, uvisharecha. We join together page 41 in the English. You shall love Adonai your God with all your heart, with all your soul, and with all that is yours. These words that I command you this day shall be taken to heart. Teach them again and again to your children. Speak of them when you sit in your home, when you walk on your way, when you lie down, and when you rise up. Bind them as a sign upon your hand and as a symbol above your eyes. Inscribe them upon the doorposts of your home and on your gates. We turn over to page 44. Umalchuto b'ratzon, leading up to Milchamocha, our words that celebrated our freedom from Egypt as we crossed the Red Sea. We join on page 44. Umalchuto beratzon kiblu alehem. Moshe uMiriam uvnei Yisrael lechanu shira. B'simcha rabba v'yamru chulam. Mi chamocha ba'elim Adonai. Mi kamocha nedar b'kodesh. Nora tehilot osefele. Malchutecha ra'u vanecha. Bokei ayam lifnei Moshe. Ze'elianu v'yamru. Adonai imloch le'olam va'ed. V'ne'emar kifad Adonai et Yaakov. Uge'alo miyad chazak mimenu. Baruch atah Adonai, Gal Yisrael. Page 45, you'll find Hashkivenu, our prayer that asks for a sense of shalom, a sense of peace as we end our day and begin a new one together. If you'll read with me the English on page 45 together. Allow us, Adonai, our God, to sleep peacefully. Awaken us to life, O Sovereign. Spread over us your canopy of peace. Restore us with your good counsel, and save us for the sake of your name. Shield us. Remove from us enemies, pestilence, sword, starvation, and sorrow. Remove the evil forces that surround us. Shelter us in the shadow of your wings. For you, God, watch over and deliver us, and you, God, are sovereign, merciful, and compassionate. Ensure our going and coming for life and peace, now and forever. May you spread over us your canopy of peace. Baruch atah Adonai, who spreads the canopy of peace over us, over all the people Israel, and over Jerusalem. Ushmor tzeitenu uvoenu lechayim u'leshalom me'atah v'ad olam. Ufros aleinu sukat shlomecha. Baruch atah Adonai, hapores sukat shalom aleinu, v'al kol amo Yisrael, v'al Yerushalayim. Amen. Page 46, I'll ask if you're able to once again to rise as we join together in Vishamru, our paragraph from Exodus, reminding us of our connection to God through the observance of Shabbat, page 46 at the top. Vishamru b'nei Yisrael et Shabbat la'asot et Shabbat לדורותם ברית עולם, ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. ביני ובין בני ישראל אותי לעולם, אותי לעולם, אותי לעולם. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. כי ששת ימים עשה אדוני, עשה אדוני את השמיים ואת הארץ, ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. וביום השביעי שבת וינפש, שבת וינפש, שבת וינפש, ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. We remain standing for Chatzi Kaddish, middle of 46. יתגדל ויתקדש שמי רבה, ביום דברך ידותי וימליך מלכותי, בחייכון וביומכון ובחיי דכל בית ישראל. בגלה, בגלה, ובזמן קריב ויאמרו אמן. יהי שמי רבה מבורך, לעולם עולם מעלמיה יתברך. יתברך וישתבח ויתפאר ויתרומם ויתנשא ויתהדר ויתעלה ויתהלל שמי דקודשא בריחו לעילה מן כל ברכתה ושירתה תושבחתה ונחמתה תמירן בעלמא באמרו amen. You'll find the silent Amidah this evening beginning on page 47, continuing through page 52. As always, you're welcome to use this time for your own personal thoughts and meditation to add to the words on the page. When you're through, you're welcome to be seated. The bottom of page 52. Ose shalom bimromav hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael ve'imeru amen. Ose shalom bimromav hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael ve'imeru amen. Oseh shalom bimromav, hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael, ve'imeru amen. Oseh shalom bimromav, hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael, ve'imeru amen. We turn on over to page 54. There you'll find Kaddish Shalem. Yitkadav yitkadash shemei Rabba v'yamad yivrach yiruteh v'yamlich malchuteh v'chayechonu v'mechanu v'chayedecho be'Yisrael ba'agalav yisman kari v'imeru amen. Yehi shmei Rabba mevorach ve'olam olam me'omaya yitbarach Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitruma minaseh v'yitadar v'yitaleh v'yitalal shemei dekudesha B'richu le'ela min kol berchata v'shirata tushbechata v'nechemata da'amiram yama v'imeru amen. Titkabal tzaloton uva'uton dechol Yisrael kadama v'hundi v'shemaya v'imeru amen. Yehi shlama rabba min shemaya v'chayim aleinu v'yal kol Yisrael v'imeru amen. Oseh shalom bimromav hu yaseh shalom aleinu v'yal kol Yisrael v'yal kol yoshvei tevel v'imeru amen. We can sit for a second. We turn back in towards the back of our Siddur to page 173. We always on Friday night add our Misha Baruch for Holim, our prayer for those who are ill. And as always, I have a list here, but if you have a name to add to it, we'll go around the room and do so. At page 173, the far left in the small print, where you will find our Misha Baruch. And as we prepare to sing it this evening, we keep in our thoughts Shulamit bat Gittel, Yisraela bat Zipporah, Devorah bat Avraham Vasara, Zahara bat Yosef Umendel, Danielle Rice, Gittel Glasser, Lynn Alexander, Marjorie Morstein, Barbara Feingold, Harriet Siegel, Nadine Hyman, Irene Friedman, Gary Kramer, Francis Haber, Suzanne Gott, Joan Klepp, Estelle Rice, Susan Aller, Megan Contigno, Natalie Kogan, Bernie Rowe, Esther Wiener, Hannah Lippman, Peter Jacobson, Elizabeth Alfieri, Jim Hoffman, Joel Lowenstern, Bonnie Carlton, Rivka Markowitz, Casey Moss, Jennifer Block, and all names we add at this moment.
John Peterson and Shelley Brown. Jack Balser, Bella Kendall. That's it.
Uncle Fox.
Yeah. You want to say? The others? We keep all of them in our thoughts, as well as healing for our wider world. Again, this is a prayer for not just physical healing, but spiritual, emotional healing as well. So we certainly hope that all of us can feel that sense of shlemut, of wholeness in our lives. So page 173, let's join together. Mishe beirach avotenu mikor haberacha leimotenu. May the source of strength, who bless the ones before us, help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say, Amen. Mishe beirach imotenu mikor haberacha lavotenu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shlema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say Amen. Refuah shlema, healing for all in need. We turn back to page 56, where you will find Aleinu, and the tradition here is to open the Aron HaKodesh. So Joshua, if you'll come forward. Ben, if you'll come forward to help out. Eliana, if you'd like to come, this is where we usually have our teens or little ones or our teens come up. You're welcome to. They won't bite, I promise. Come on up. If you'd like, page 56. That's okay, you can be shy. It's up to you. Page 56, we rise as gentlemen stay up there as we join together. Aleinu l'shabeach la'adon hakol ateit gedula liotzer breshit shelo asanu kagoye haratzot velo samanu k'mishpechot ha'adama shelo sam chelkenu kahem v'gor aleinu kechol hamonam v'anachnu korim umishtachavim umodim lifnei melech malchei hamlachim hakadosh baruch hu shehu noteh shamayim v'yoser haaretz umoshav yekaro b'shamayim ima'al ushchinatu zo Begov hey meromim hu Eloheinu einod emet malkeinu efesulato kakatu betorato v'yadat tahayom v'hashevota elevavecha ki Adonai hu ha-Elohim b'shamayim ima'al V'yaretz mitachat einod al ken nekav elach Adonai Eloheinu leot mir tfer tzecha ki hamalchut shelcha hi l'me'atim loch bechavod kakatu b'toratecha Adonai imloch le'olam va'ed v'ne'emar v'haya Adonai le'melech al kol ha'aretz v'yom hahu yeh Adonai echad u'shemo echad, u'shemo echad. You are welcome to be seated. Thank you, gentlemen. Appreciate it. As always, happy to have your help. So this evening, we turn to page 58. There you will find our mourner's Kaddish for this evening. And I mentioned certainly we continue to keep in our thoughts and send our hugs of support to you on the death of your mom, on Miriam Golden. And we certainly continue to think of those whose yortzites occur today and in the week that is coming, including Sarah Marks Cohen, Florence Stein, Helen Guzik, Mildred Salowitz, Abraham Dunyas, Julius Brotman, Rose Abrams, Minnie Sorosky Mazurski, Irving Schweitzer, Alan Sansolo, Michael Stone, Bertha Schweitzer, Henry Zaglin, Philip Bragg, Irving Weinberg, Edgar Hewler, Shirley Cutler. And we certainly continue to keep in our thoughts Betsy Kahn as we move through the 30-day period of mourning for her. All those reciting Kadisha Tome, the Mourner's Kaddish, you'll find it over on page 58. You're welcome to rise and join with me. Yit Gadal v'yit Kadash Shemei Rabbah, v'alma divrach irute v'amlich malchute, v'chayechon uv'yomechon uv'chaye dechol Beit Yisrael, ba'agala uv'izman kariv v'imru amen. Yehi Shmei Rabbah Mevarach Leolam Lomei Olmaya. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh v'yitadar v'yitaleh v'yitalal shemei dekudisha brichu la'ela min kol birchata v'shirata tushbechata v'nechemata da'amiran v'alma v'imru amen Yehi shlama rabba min shemaya v'chayim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen Oseh shalom b'romav, hu ya'aseh shalom, aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru, amen. You're welcome to be seated. I have a couple of my Bima buddies who could fill in for the Bima buddy. David, do you want to do it or you want me to do it? Okay, I figured you might say yes. So let me make sure the copy's up here. Easier up here if you don't mind. But I have to make sure you have the official, there it's on, so there we go. All right, it's over there, right here underneath that Misha Baruch. This is my stuff. There you go. Yep. So if you want to make sure you get the top.
Yes. Tonight's Oneg is sponsored by Marjorie Reedy. It will be right after the service in the back. Announcements. Don't forget this Sunday, October 26th, beginning at 9 a.m. Please note, there is no whole Megillah class this Sunday. And I stayed up night reading it, you know. Join Jewish Family Services this Sunday, October 26th at 1 p.m. for the solo aging. More information can be found on their website. Join us on Saturday, November 1st, after the Shabbat morning service, approximately 12:15, for a special Kiddush luncheon in honor of our inaugural member of the distinction recipient, Fred Leffert. Fred really is an amazing guy. One Friday night, he gave an explanation of the Torah portion, and quite frankly, it was the best explanation I've heard in forever. And he also teaches Hebrew if you like to work really hard and learn the language. He's the man you want to see. Join us Saturday, November 1st for Shabbat morning service, approximately 12:15, a special Kiddush luncheon. And then a night on Broadway with Max Quillen and Siri Howard is postponed until further notice, and a new date in the winter of 2026 will be announced soon. Save the date for Age to Perfection, revamped with a new format. On Thursday, November 6th, Age to Perfection will begin at 11 a.m. with Ageless Grace chaired by Carol McAfee, followed by the infamous salad and baked potato bar. I think I would have preferred the word famous, not infamous. But let's see. The program begins at 12 noon and will help you learn how to avoid scams. $10 per person, and reservations are required via our website. That is so they know how much food to prepare. So help them out, make a reservation, and you can pay your $10 online too. You know, get it all done. Join CBI for the annual Pink and Teal Shabbat program and service Friday, November 7th at 7 p.m. at Temple of Israel. Greenville Jewish Film Festival pop-up movie The Ring premieres Sunday, November 9th at 4 p.m. at the Camelot Cinemas. Tickets are on sale via their website. Weekly reminders: Intermediate Hebrew with Fred Leppert will meet this Sunday at 9:30. Torah study class with Fred Leppert is Tuesday at 5:30 via Zoom. Let's see. I think that concludes our announcements. Oh, birthdays. Yes, so we have birthday of Lori Roven and Nick Ribovich. That's it.
Yashkoa. Pinch hitting, we appreciate it. So especially about pink and teal, that's an important one. We alternate locations for that as we get together for the communities. So please just note the 7th, that evening, November 7th, I believe it is, right? At 7 o'clock. So it's 2 weeks from today. We will not be here. We will only be there at 7 o'clock. So there'll be no 6 o'clock service here. We'll be there at 7 o'clock. Last year it was here, so they came to over here for the service. But it's I know there's a special speaker. That is when we acknowledge and learn more about ovarian and breast cancer. And I know the speaker will plug us into that topic in particular, again, 2 weeks from tonight. So next week is normal. If it's Halloween, you want to come in costume, you're welcome to. I don't think there's a whole lot of candy around, but it's our usual oneg. But after that, the following week, please just note we will not be here. So everybody hears that? Yeah, everyone who's used to walking in, steer your car to the other direction up to the temple for this year's pink and teal. With that, I think we are pretty much finished. So we were going to close our Siddur, actually, because we'll do a little bim bam to conclude. And if you can all make sure that if you haven't met somebody that you see, please introduce yourself. If you're new and haven't been here, please introduce yourself. We have a lot of people visiting and coming and going, and we want to make sure everybody knows each other. So don't be shy. We rely on everybody being friendly to each other to let us know who you are. And I hope everyone will join in the back for a little oneg. And if you can help, clean up after, that would be great too, so Harold's not left with all the work, or me by ourselves, or Mary Beth, who's already back there doing whatever she's doing, so we've recruited her. So with that, we're going to join with a little bit of bim bam, Shabbat Shalom, as we prepare for our Kiddush and Motzi in the back. Bim bam, bim 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 bam, bim 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 bam, bim bam bim bam, bim bam bim 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 bam. Bim, 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 bam. Shabbat shalom. Hey, Shabbat shalom. Shabbat, 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 Shabbat shalom. Shabbat shalom. Hey, Shabbat shalom. Hey, Shabbat, 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 Shabbat shalom. Shabbat, 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 Shabbat shalom. Shabbat, Shabbat. Shabbat, Shabbat, Shalom, Shabbat, Shalom, hey, Shabbat, Shalom, hey, Shabbat, 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 Shalom. Shabbat, Shalom, everyone. We'll head in the back. Kiddush and Motzi. And I think we have a Berry Zander challah, as always, but this kind, not the round ones. We got the long ones back. So come on, join us. But it's going to get long. No, people are going to use the podium tomorrow.
Oh.
So I need to leave it somewhere where they'll find it. Minus the candy that's on my thing here. So.
And put it in here.
No, they'll never find it there. Why don't I just stick it right here?
Hey,
Stick it right here.
shoot me.
Is that okay? Can you help them remember where it is? Nobody usually touches it here.
Are you gonna be here?
Am I going to be? No, I'm not going to be here. That's my point. So I want to make sure it's there where they know where they can find it. Okay? Okay. Thank you. Can you remember where it is so you can tell them where it is?
Yeah.
Would that help?
Yeah.